Here are 5 of the most important skills you need to get better at drums and 5 lifelong exercises that you will never outgrow. What is up, everybody? This is Brendan with Drum with BPM, and here are the top 5 exercises and top 5 skills that you need to get better at. Number 1, any guesses? Yeah, singles, right. Okay, the first important skill is obviously singles. You need to know how to rebound the stick, how to turn your wrist, and how it should feel one stroke at a time. And if you don't know how to do that, everything else afterward is obviously going to be really hard. This is the fundamental skill, this is the fundamental technique that is the building block, it's the foundation of everything else you do. So, singles, super important. Right hand, left hand, isolated, put them together. Okay? Here is a really simple exercise that I've used my entire drumming career that I would teach to anybody who's looking to get better at drums. 1, 2, and 1, 2, here we go. That's it. Super simple exercise. If you want to hear a lot more about that, I have a dozen or so videos breaking down singles starting at 80 beats per minute all the way to 200 beats per minute. Check out my playlist. If you want to learn a lot more details, I could talk about that exercise literally for hours, and I actually have, so go ahead, check that out if you want to hear more about it. But that's easily the number 1 exercise. All right, number 2, accent and tap. Learning how to stop the stick is the second most important skill, and I'll have an exercise for you in a minute. Why do you need to learn how to stop the stick? Because we don't just play singles. We don't just play singles, we don't just play it at one height, we don't just play it at one dynamic. If we want to play accent patterns and create different sounds, you need to be able to stop the stick. And if you don't know how to stop the stick comfortably, you're going to end up over squeezing, you're going to end up rushing, you're going to end up creating all sorts of really bad habits. It's not going to be efficient, it's not going to be useful. And if you don't learn how to stop the stick comfortably, you're going to run into problems down the road. I also have videos specifically on accent tap, specifically on this exercise. So if you want to learn more, check those out. But here is the exercise. 1, 2, and 1, 2, here we go. That exercise has every skill you need to learn how to rebound the stick, how to stop the stick, how to play a note at the low end, and how to play an upstroke. All those combinations are in those different accent patterns. So learn that exercise, memorize it really quickly, play it at 80 beats per minute, play it all the way up to 200 beats per minute, and you'll get control that you've never had before, and you'll know how to stop the stick and play all kinds of different patterns that you couldn't do before. One thing real quick, are you getting better? Like actually getting better as fast as you want to get better? If not, then you might need a little extra help. There's a million different YouTube channels, there's a million different resources online to sift through. And fortunately, I've done all that work for you. So come on over to Patreon and I can help you get to your next level fast. Check it out. All right, let's get back into it. The third most important skill is double beat. Double beat is building off of the single stroke, but it's doing 2 notes. This is the foundation for any kind of rolls. It's the foundation for building chops. It's the foundation for second level advanced skills. Because obviously we want to play different rhythms than just eighth notes or just one hand at a time. There's all sorts of new potential you can do when you learn how to play two notes with one hand and then two notes with the other hand. Right? So here is the exercise to get better at that skill. 1, 2, and 1, 2, here we go. It's a really straightforward exercise. It's based off the same idea of the legatos exercise that we played for singles. It goes right hand, extended right, left hand, extended right. Put it together with 16th notes hand to hand. So you have all the combinations leading to what you're working towards, which is a roll. And you're understanding different 16th note patterns and rhythms and how that feels in your hand. So that's the third most important skill. Work on that. The fourth most important skill, and this is debatable, 4 or 5. These last two could be interchangeable. I'm going to go 4 is rolls. If you want to learn how to play rolls and understand every element of the roll, here's a really simple exercise that you can change to do a whole lot of things, and I'll explain that in a moment. But here's the exercise. It's called short, short, long. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. That's the whole exercise. 2 beats a check, 2 beats a roll, 2 beats a check, 2 beats a roll, 4 beats a check, 4 beats a roll. But what the cool thing is with that exercise is you can change where the diddle is. You can play diddles on just the downbeats. And so on, and keep that going. You can put the diddles on the second partial. You can put it on the third partial. You can play 5-stroke rolls. You can play tap 5s. You can play all right-hand diddles. You can play all left-hand diddles. And then keep that going. So there's all sorts of combinations of things you can do with this exercise based off that really simple model. And because there's so much to do with it, you'll never get bored. You can change it to do all sorts of different things and master rolls at a higher level. And then the last exercise, this could be 4, this could be 5, we'll put it for 5 for now, is stick controller. This exercise gives you the ability to master different stickings and different patterns and build a little bit of chops while you do it. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1, 2, here we go. As you can see in this exercise, it combines singles, some double stroke, it goes into some triple beat, it goes into 4s. So there's all sorts of skills you're working on. And it's kind of a summary of the book Stick Controller, but it's much simpler. Stick Controller has every other exercise on the planet of all different stick variations, but that's a good quick exercise to get some versatility, to get a little bit of chops, and to understand how to play one consistent rhythm no matter what the sticking is. Cool. So those are my top 5 skills and my top 5 exercises that I've been playing for years. I will continue to play those. I'll continue to teach those skills because they are the most important to me. Please let me know if you've got exercises that you think are missing from this list or skills that you would add to this top 5 list. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.